It's ready to go. Okay, so this is not going as planned. Um, it's an interesting day. Uh, I I had a whole plan that I was going to show off GPT-5 because I didn't even know that was dropping today, and you know things got in the way. Chiefly, uh, this is absolutely amazing. Um, let me show you something. ChatGPT 4. Look right up there. Over there. That's what it says on when I log in on this laptop here that I'm capturing from. But wait for it. Wait for it. Let's say my computer here that I stream from. I go to the browser there. Sure. Let's just take a look. Oh, look at that. ChatGPT 5. The laptop's Windows 10. The streaming PC's 11. Is that? And and here's what's weird. I created a custom GPT. You can see right there. So one that's gonna help me with like making YouTube videos and stuff. Um, and I named it Hitchcock. That's there, right? Um, let's take a look at this version of Chat GPT-4. There it is. Come on, settle in, settle. There we go. Right where I want it. Sorry, I'm doing a trackpad for this, so it's not super easy. So there it is, right? How weird is that? So it has all the features. But anyway, let's skip past that and get to why we are actually here. Um, so this is how not to code with General Buckles. I have been teaching myself how to. I've been having ChatGPT make code for me and learn how coding works or how code works. I don't know. I don't want to be presumptuous and say that I'm learning how to code. That feels disingenuous. It feels inaccurate for what I'm actually doing here. So, you know, c'est la vie. Let's go and hello. There we go. But I want other people who are interested in trying to code and trying to, make a little app for their, computer, or whatever, to know that there's a very easy path to kind of understand the framework, understand what to do to make it happen, even if you don't understand how it's all working. You don't really need to know that much anymore, and that's not a bad thing. I think making it accessible for people is good. Um, yeah, there's a discussion about what this is going to do for people in the coding industry and all of that fun stuff. Absolutely. Um, I'm not going to speak to that. I don't know enough about it, I don't think. But if you've never touched code, if you've never, have no idea how it works, um, this might be interesting to you or useful to you. If you have, this is just going to be uh, annoying and embarrassing, probably. So bear with me. So let's start at the beginning. As I always say, for just getting started, obviously, first thing you need to do. Now there are other types of I don't know what you call it, code. There's JavaScript, C++, and then there's Python, which I think is technically, statistically, like the second most popular coding language. I'm not sure. But you'll go to python.org and grab yourself a copy of that. Then I use something called VS Code, which is a editor, an interface of sorts. Let's go ahead and grab that. Oop, there we is. And it's sort of where you do all the coding and the editing, and you can test stuff out and then you can run it. Like, let's see here. This is the app we had been working on last stream. Let's go ahead and hit play. Boom, there it is. And it is a to-do list. So we updated it to have checkboxes, due dates, and pop-up reminders. That was a lot of fun. Oh, also, and might not be super easy to see, but there is a custom icon that we included in the design of the GUI, the graphic user interface. So that's what we did last night. Now, tonight I had a whole plan of like to create an app that is like a password locker, but then encrypt it. Still plan on doing that if we have enough time. Oh, hello, viewer. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions, let me know. We are chatting about coding from a noob's perspective, someone like myself who hasn't ever really done anything code related before like 2-3 weeks ago. Unbeknownst to myself, because I guess I just wasn't paying attention, or maybe I everyone, maybe no one knew. I have no idea. GPT-5 dropped. 5 dropped today, and they touted quite a lot of improvements. One of the things, the headlines they put in there was that it's the best coding agent that the world has seen, or they touted it for its ability to assist you with coding. So I kind of wanted to take that for a test drive. That's kind of hard to do if what we're dealing with is that I can't get into ChatGPT-5. I'm stuck squarely with 4. I don't know what's going on. So it's going to get convoluted. I do the coding on this laptop here, also because I can write on the touchscreen with a pen, and that's just handy. But since we know that for some reason, again, don't know why, we have ChatGPT-5 on my streaming PC here, we're going to do the prompts and everything over here, and then, I kid you not, it will show up down here in the chat history, and I'll just copy the code out of there and then drop it into VS Code, and we'll be on our way. Hello, viewer. Welcome to the party. So that is the plan. It's going to be a little convoluted. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, let me know. Because I'm kind of just flying by the seat of my pants here. So let's take a look at some of the features of ChatGPT-5 that we wanted to unlock. The agents thing I think already existed, so that's not necessarily new, but I created one, and as you can see, it's under 5. It's 5. This is Hancock. Hancock is designed to help me with, what do you call it? Making YouTube videos. So it's going to help me create outlines, suggest script ideas, create thumbnail images. The one for this live stream is kind of done by Hancock. Did the background. I did all the titling and stuff because I don't want that to be all one flat image. That just seems weird. I want to be able to play with it and adjust it as needed. So, but I did feed it like a bunch of old scripts and even old thumbnails that I've designed, and hopefully it's going to use that as inspiration. I believe that's how it's supposed to work. So give me just a second here. Let me check something. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So this is inside of the agent. And here you can see, oh, wow, I can actually just, this is the instructions I've given it, what it's supposed to do. I even gave it a link to a previous Chat GPT conversation I had with it, or that I had with just a regular GPT-5. And it was a conversation about, hey, I want to do this kind of video. There's the topics I want to hit, and blah blah blah. And it did me a sample script and some infographics and stuff like that, and kind of just a general like day in the life of me using this agent. I had already had that conversation lying around, so I copy and pasted it and put it in the instructions here, and that's supposed to inform its behavior and whatnot. And then down here are some old thumbnails that I added and some old scripts, so it gets my writing style and stuff like that. And it's supposed to, I haven't tried it out yet, but that's what it's supposed to do. What is kind of interesting is that in addition to all that stuff, you can integrate this with other platforms. Most notably Notion. I don't know if you've ever used Notion before, but this is where I do all the planning for my videos. So each one of these is a video that I'm either have done or proposing to do, like this one about a voice recorder that I'm going to do. I put all my information in here, my plans for that video, right? Well, what's kind of neat about this agent that you can make in, you gonna go back? Oh, there we go. Okay. So you can integrate this with Notion and then just say, create new Notion project called live stream test. Status is idea. I think it's ideas. You have to be really specific. Apparently, it's idea. Just the word idea. Due tomorrow. I have to confirm. Yes. Oh no. Interesting. That sucks. It was working earlier. It actually created the database ID. So like this one here, test vid, was created by it earlier. But anyway, that's the agents are kind of neat because it takes a lot of setup, a lot of prep, but you can actually dial it into what you wanted to do. What's up, bro? Seen the live stream of the release. It seemed like what they like what they shown is what they told it us it could do back in 2024. So you're basically saying that it wasn't anything new or surprising or shocking. Is that your take on it? Thanks for your comment. And that's from Dojo. Yeah, I didn't watch the live stream. I was like at work and I saw, like, I opened my phone to go to the app and it said 5 on it. And I was like, wait, is this right? And so I looked it up and yeah, it was released today. I was like, oh, interesting. I had no idea. But I don't know if you saw this earlier. But this is my like streaming PC that we're looking at here. But this is the laptop that I do coding on, and it's stuck on GPT-4. I've cleared the cache, cleared browsing history, logged out, logged back in. It still says it's using Model 4. And I think I even had a conversation with it about the model, and I was like, uh, what model are you? It says you're chatting with O4. Okay, so let's go back over to this is a stupid experiment. Let's go back over here. Model explanation. Let me ask here, what model are you? Oh, interesting. If ChatGPT is showing up on one of your other devices, it means your account is part of a staged rollout. And this browser session hasn't been switched over yet, which is why you're experiencing different model names even with the same login. Right now, this conversation is running on 4 because I started it on this computer. Okay, anyway, let's not dwell on that. Let's get into the fun, which is tonight we were going to we were going to test GPT-5 and try and code a password locker in Python. So you can put all your passwords in there, but then have it be encrypted using a Vignere, if I'm saying that right, Vignere cipher, if you're familiar. I don't even know how to spell it. Vignere cipher, yeah. Okay. So it's basically like an alphabetic substitution cipher, but it shifts with every letter of your code word. And if done right, it's relatively unbreakable if you do things the right way. It'd be especially handy for something like a password locker, I think. Dojo writes, yeah, that is what it seems like from what I remember back in 2024. They seem to show something similar to what they told us back then. Okay, so they accurately predicted the future, or what they accurately placed the goalpost of saying, hey, this is where we were going to get, and then they got there. So that's delivering on their promises. So honestly, after the whole Sam Altman gets fired, Sam Altman comes back, the board quits, like that whole thing, I predicted it was going to be, the company was going to be in chaos, and really haven't. They're doing just fine, it seems. So let's just delete that conversation altogether. So here we go, introducing GPT-5. So let me just confirm, what model are you? Okay, so this model, so this is 5, but because I started the conversation in 4, this is really weird. Do I like this personality? For coding, it folds in the improvements from the latest codex style models, so it's better at writing and editing code with fewer hallucinations. That is the goal. That's what we're hoping for tonight. All right, so I should have pre-written this prompt before I went live. So you're gonna have to sit here with me and help me ideate as I describe this prompt and see how big and complicated I can make it, because I'm kind of specific about what I want it to look like. Or at least how I want it to operate. So just a reminder for anyone who's tuning in late, I know diddly squat about coding. I literally downloaded Python 2-3 weeks ago, and I've been having ChatGPT teach me. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it like this and not speaking from a place of, I know how to write Python. I do not. If you do, feel free to criticize, ridicule, and or give me advice. Okay. I would like to write a Python script for a password locker app using T.K.I.T.T. Just make it simple. By the way, does anyone have an opinion? T.K.I.T.T. versus K.I.T.T 6, 5, 6, whatever. K.I.T.T or T.K.I.T.T. Does anyone have a preference on GUI? Just curious what other people use. I don't know anyone else who codes and such. Okay, using as a GUI at All right. Features. Okay. We need to store the login name, the password, and URL of website or service. We need to store all data in a JSON, and we before closing app, user has option to encrypt. Can I spell encrypt? All data using a Visioneer. Spelling that right? I don't have the accent on my keyboard, so whatever. Cipher. Using only the code word used to encrypt it can unlock it. If user chooses not to encrypt app closes JSON not encrypt. Sorry, I'm reaching across another keyboard to do this. That's why my typing is awful. Okay, so that is just the basic thing. It's a password locker, stores those 3 pieces of information in a JSON, and gives you the option of a Visioneer cipher when you close it. Only the code word used to encrypt can unlock it. Next time the app is opened. Now this begs the question, if you open it and it wasn't encrypted, it's not going to ask you for the password. That's interesting. All right. Let's see what it says. Thinking longer for a better answer. Hello, welcome. Movies Dad gives a thumbs up. Is that Dot or Dad? Do it has now better to make games on it. I don't know. I've never made a game. But I've literally been doing this for like 2-3 weeks, just having, learning how to have this make code and then turn code into thing on screen. So it's supposed to be better overall. Dojo probably knows more than I do on this. All right. Okay. Visioneer overbytes. Don't know what that means. Try to parse JSON first. If fails, show error. Well, hold on. I don't want you to store my code word for. Because if you open an encrypted JSON file with Visioneer, it's just going to show. All right, let's just find out. Okay, so we've done this in GPT-5. Now I got to get it to my laptop now, this is kind of annoying. So go back over to the laptop. Unable to load conversation, blank, blank, blank. Oh. So it won't load anything that I've been doing in 5. This is kind of annoying. All right, well, we'll have to move it over another way. Copy. All right. literally put it in a notepad. Yep. Save as. Okay. Too many keyboards over here. Code transfer. All right, that's saved to my, oddly enough, iCloud. So that is the code that it proposed. There's a lot of detail about how the cipher is going to work. That's interesting. So we're going to move that code over to my VS Code on the laptop here. Just a second. Huh. Okay. It moved it over. Interesting. All right. So it's all here. It's still a text file. So let's, can I change that? That's weird. Oh, here we go. Check your sound level. It could be my side. However, your mic is not fully hitting the sounds. Plays lows, then highs. Check your gain level or auto level. Is it because I keep leaning? It's a pretty unidirectional mic. It might be my fault. Don't worry, buddy. I don't know how to code either. It's been in that. It's been in that field since 05, 2009. Started around. I consider myself a programmer, then a coder. Okay. I don't think I could understand the distinction between the two, but good to know. All right, so let's. We're just gonna not even. We're gonna ignore that altogether. So we're gonna do new. I want a new folder. Give me a new folder. Let's go back to Python files, and we're going to do a new folder called crypto. There we go. We're going to open that folder. Select folder. Boom. New thing. This is called password locker.py. Finally, there's the code. And save. And let's run it. There we go. This is password locker Visionaire optional. Entry service, login, password, URL. Add, update selected, delete selected, copy password, open URL, save, plain, save encrypted. Interesting. All right. It also, I didn't set a limit for how long the Visionaire passcode can be. I don't know if you've ever used a Visionaire passcode before, but it's like shockingly effective, but super simple how it works. All right, service, test one, login, test one, a password. It doesn't even show the password. That's frightening. What? You see that? It's just giving me asterisks. www.test.com. Save plain JSON save to passwords. Okay.
we add that? Okay, so save plain. All right, so it saved it. There's the JSON it created right there. Now if I want to save encrypted, enter code word. Code word is dojo. All lower. And it doesn't show the code word either as you're typing it. That's wrong. That's bad. You got to be able to see it to make sure like you didn't make a typo. Okay, now I'm trying to close out of the app and it won't let me. I don't know what Pylint type checking. Is anyone familiar with what this is and why I would need it? Been online since I was 6 years old. I am older than Google. I think I am too. I'm 44. How old's Google? How old is Google? How old is Google? How old is Google? I'm logged out of ChatGPT on my watch. Someone look that up? All right, I don't know what this is, but. Oh, enter code word. Okay. This is weird. Cancel. Encrypt your data with a code word before closing. Yes. I thought I did. Dojo. It keeps asking me for the code word. Okay, so they're closed. All right, we've successfully closed the app. Let's run it again. What happens? It won't show me anything. It's blank until I put in the code word. What if I do it wrong? Let's do Jojo. Incorrect code word or corrupted data. See, I don't. So this isn't what I want. When you do a Visionaire, it just it jumbles the letters based on your passcode, right? So if you put in the wrong passcode, it should just give you a jumble of letters. It shouldn't it shouldn't know what the code word is. No, let's exit. All right, let's run it again. Oh. So now it's opening the app. It's like I lost the data. No. What's in the JSON file? Nothing. Is that not weird that there's nothing in the JSON file? Am I saying it right, JSON programmers? Interesting. I can't see anything in the file. That's weird. Let's try opening it with OBS Studio, another app. Notepad, just once. It deleted the passwords. It must have, right? All right, let's try again. Sometimes it's called Jason. I have a cousin named Jason. Feels weird if I were to say Jason file. I don't know. Test 2. Test 2A. Password. Doesn't matter since I can't see it. Okay, URL. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to save and okay, we're going to add this to the list. So it gets added up here. Save encrypted. Enter code word. Dojo. There was a second window that popped up. Oh, re-enter code word. Okay. So it saved. Encrypt your data with a code word before closing. Okay. Visionaire over bytes not cryptographically secure. Text. Cipher. True. How does it know what my cipher is, though? How does it know what my passcode is, Dojo? Because clearly it knows it. It knows if I put it in wrong. I think it's due to my southern accent. The way you say Jason. Ah, fair enough. All right, man. Okay, so it is. All right, let's Dojo. Enter code word to decrypt. It worked. That's weird. All right. So it's obscuring passwords with asterisks. Don't want it to do that. I prefer the little eyeball that lets you choose to make it visible or not. Any other suggestions? It is a risk, right? I mean, and it wasn't when I would, it was like I was trying to open it and it just, oh, it's weird. Or I was trying to close it and because I opted not to, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. So we're going to go back to the GPTs and find out what we can do to fix it. And then if you haven't used Codex with ChatGPT, if you haven't used it, it's absolutely insane. Where is it? Hold on. There it is. Codex. So this is Codex. It's part of ChatGPT. It's a specialized programming. Well, here, let it speak for itself. Cloud-based software engineering agent used to fix bugs, review code, do refactors. You know what that is. I don't. And fix pieces of code in response to user feedback. Basically, you put in, like you connect it to your GitHub. It has access to be able to read all your code on GitHub, analyze it. And then when you tell it you want something different or you want something changed, what it does is it proposes a whole new, all the changes to the code base, and that's multiple files. So if you have, a couple dozen different, .pys or whatever kind of code you're doing, and it needs to change lines all over the place, it'll show you, like in this particular project, this one to do for, it needed to change, add all these lines in green and delete the ones in red. So that's what it wanted me to do. Instead of doing it manually, you can literally just hit copy git apply, copy the git apply instruction, take it back to your editor, drop in that instruction, and it makes all the changes. I know enough to know that's awesome. So what I'm worried about now, though, just a little bit, is that
One, our little password thing is not in GitHub yet, so there's no point in trying to use that. But we want to make some changes. Let's see here. If you want, the next iteration can add password generation button. No. Reveal hide password toggle. Yeah, we need that. Duh. Strong crypto with key stretching and integrity protection. I specifically want a Visionaire cipher because I've always liked it. I find it to be a clever, antiquated but clever mechanism. Search filter box. Sure. All right. Master password lock unlock state while the app stays open. No. Okay. Yes. Add reveal hide option anywhere there is a password entered. The fix the confirm password pop up. It's appearing behind the main window. So hide, reveal hide. I don't know how to tell it to do what I want it to do. The app should not store the encryption passkey to open the JSON. That app should just encrypt the JSON data in Visionaire fashion and decrypt it with whatever passcode the user gives when reopened. If they give the wrong passcode, the data in the JSON will be jumbled garbage. Is that possible? Google Gemini 3 is coming soon, which I hope it removes the 100 message a day for pro users. I twitch to what's OpenL, so I couldn't have more messages. 100 messages is not a lot when brainstorming. How much do they charge for pro? Okay, no passkey store. The app never stores the passcode. When you encrypt, it writes raw ciphertext bytes to the JSON. On next launch, it tries to parse JSON. If that fails, it assumes it's encrypted and asks for a passcode. It tries to parse JSON. If that fails, wrong, unreadable garbage. File isn't altered. Thank you. That's what I wanted. File isn't altered. It just pop-ups always on top. The confirm password and any passcode prompts are custom model dialogues parented to the main window so they won't hide behind it. Thank you. All right. Let's see if this new version is what we want it to be. Copy that.
Oops, wrong one. Wrong keyboard. All right, so select all. Paste. This is our new one. Jesus, that is file, save. All right, and then over in our VS Code, we need to create new file. Locker2.py. Can I just delete this? Delete. Move to recycle bin. Bye-bye. All right. And then we need to, over here, nope. Paste our code. Okay. This is password locker 2 attempt. We have some red highlighting down here at the bottom. Something's wrong. Yep, I missed something. Missed something somewhere. All right, we'll try again. Okay. Come back over here. Close. Open code transfer. Make sure it has everything at the bottom. Yep. Select all. Copy. This is definitely the poor man's way of learning how to do this. Save and run. It'd be really anticlimactic if nothing happens. Nothing's happening. There we go. All right, this is our new one. Service. Test 3. Test 3B. Password, don't care. Show the password. Nice, okay. So we have the show button now. URL, don't care. Add it. Add that. All right. Now we have the option to save the plain JSON or save encrypted. Enter passcode. Oh, look, it put both in the same box. Let's see. Google Gemini, switch to OpenAI, $20. I'm actually on OpenAI. I'm on ChatGPT Plus, and it's $10 for 3 months promotional. That I just got a pop up, and I was like, all right, you know what? I will try it for 3 months. So I'm going to get the most out of my 3 months. That's the plan. I'm trying to build my own like standalone offline agent, you know, like JARVIS, because I think everyone should have one. I have another laptop over here where I'm building that, and I downloaded Llama 3, the 8B model, and it works. It's just laggy, and I think I'm going to switch to, was it Gemma 2 or Gemma, whatever the 2B Gemma model is, so I can finish
working on it there, and then I'll put it in a real computer with a real, one or two GPUs, and go back up to like a 8 or 13B. All right, passcode is Dojo. We're going to show that passcode. Dojo. Okay, encrypted file saved. The password is .json. Perfect. When we exit, I don't know why it's asking to encrypt again. I don't know what to tell it. Honestly, it was nice. 3 months. Like, I used it a lot. I was using the free version to build my, like, to learn how to do all this coding and start building this this AI agent on this other laptop. And at some point, I think it realized, like, hey, we might be able to get some money out of this guy. He's been using this a lot. And they did. All right, so we're going to do it again. It's just, is it 2 layers of encryption now? Like, if I did a different password the first time? All right, so it closed. Perfect. Where'd it go? You can see it ran. Run in dedicated terminal. Enter passcode to decrypt. So we're putting in the wrong passcode. We're putting in Jojo. Wrong password or corrupted data. Try again. Cancel. Nothing. Yeah, I don't even know if there is a limit on GPT Plus. I mean, I know there are limits. They talk about, they're vague in the description of the difference between like Plus and Pro. It actually makes more sense to get the business version because you get like 2 users and it's only $25 a month. So it looks like it deleted. Nope. I think it deleted the data again. I'm not sure. Let's take a look. Yeah, data's gone. So it corrupted the data. So this is something where I'm curious, like if I take it to Codex and give it the description of what I want it to do, would that be better? You know, I'm kind of curious about that because it definitely says, so you'll see wrong password prompt and can retry. The file itself remains opaque gibberish. Opaque gibberish. No, there's nothing in the window. Like there's no entries. Like in the password locker, there's no entries at all. Like even if you try to highlight it, and the JSON file is empty. So yeah, I don't know. That'll be something to work on for sure. But why don't I put it on GitHub? I literally started a GitHub account yesterday, but I can put it on GitHub, make it public. Check the JSON code. The JSON file is not saving a file in order to save the data. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. It's empty. Last time it had data in it, we could see the lines of data. I mean, what's that? There's 2 open right now. That's not cool. Nope. Whoa. Why are there all these other ones popping up? Password locker test 2. This is the old version. What is going on? Is it just forever gonna be? I've created a monster. What is going on here? It's just like running in perpetuity now. Okay, let's just. There we go. Bye bye. Code.exe. The item code.exe that this shortcut refers to has been changed or removed. The shortcut will no longer work properly. Do you want to delete this shortcut? Yes. Wait a minute. Did I just lose VS Code? Oh, that's crazy. Did I just delete VS Code by closing out of it mid app? Am I crazy? Did that just happen? I mean, I happen to be on the website. I can just download and install it again, but that's really weird. I mean, I probably already have the install package still downloaded. Yeah. I accept the agreement. Has anyone ever heard of that? Add to path. Yep. Create desktop icon. Yep. So this password locker, if you don't use it properly, it will just delete your code editor. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, while that works, the app wouldn't close and kept reopening. So I shut down VS Code and VS Code appeared to be gone from my computer. I'm reinstalling. All right, you think about that. We're going to go back here. I've now reinstalled it. And are my extensions all here? Yeah, everything's still here. That is weird. Okay, look at that. Test 2. This test 2, isn't that old? Isn't that test 2 from like something we did with version 1? That's weird. Two common culprits. You got to see this. All right. So I should have killed the stray Python processes. Okay, I didn't do that. VS Code sanity check. I love the lingo that ChatGPT uses. Why it was reopening.
A watcher auto run extension or task that reruns on file changes, so closing the app triggers a save relaunch. Stuck main loop, exit. But sometimes destroy alone doesn't drop out of the main loop. This is what I like about this whole process, learning things like that there's something built into the code, destroy, and then obviously there's like the main loop, and then you have a destroy option. Drop this into your class. This is what scares me, is when it gives me snippets. That's why I like using Codex, because if it gives me snippets, then and I put it in wrong, I put it in the wrong place. It's not ideal. But anyway, let's go back to this. So this is Password Locker 2. This is version 2 here. It was not what is in this JSON file? Okay, look at that. So this JSON file has data in it that's not encrypted. So if we go to exit, it's going to say, hey, yes, encrypt. Dojo. Look at that. Bunch of wingdings. Encrypt expected at JSON object array or literal. That's a Chinese symbol right there. That is interesting. All right, so let's open it back up. Enter passcode to decrypt. Type in Jojo. Wrong password or corrupted data. Try again. Retry. Dojo. There we go. I mean, it works technically. Question is, how does this behave once I package this into an exe? That's another trick to test. Dojo says, I have the same problem. I think it comes down to how our brain is wired. Well, I didn't wire it, did I? It's my parents wired it. But cheers, sir. I appreciate you and the others hanging out here. Assil says, yeah, your voice is definitely too low to hear. I'm guessing you're referring to when I'm over here like this. I get that. Sorry. That's on me. I should just wear like a lavalier mic. I have some. Might be better off, because I literally have like 5 screens here that I'm bouncing around, leaning in. So to recap, we have created a password locker. We have the ability to enter a generic name, our login info, the password, and the URL that we need to go to. We have the show, not show password button. It is by default showing the password here, which I'm fine with, I guess. I guess we could add like a show, not show button here for each individual password, maybe. That's how Google does it, right? That might be effective. I don't know. But it's not doing what I want it to do. It's encrypting. It should, like, even in the JSON file, like if you open it up, let me get rid of that. Like if you go just in there, that should just be a jumble of letters, because that's what a Visionaire cipher does. It just creates a jumble of letters. I guess now that I think about it, Visionaire doesn't handle numbers well. Shoot. Ah. All right. That's a really good point. Visionaire is an alphabet substitution cipher. Numbers are going to throw the whole thing off. Okay. I just realized Visionaire is a alphabetical sub cipher and probably isn't good with numbers. Suggest a new and where's the Y? Can't find it. Encryption method. If you're just joining us, I do not know how to code, but I do have ChatGPT-5, and I'm letting it do the heavy lifting. I've been toying around with this for about 2-3 weeks and just getting the hang of it, and have built some fun little apps. While that works, let's take a look at some of the other stuff that we have built over the previous live streams. This is Total. It is a to-do list that we made. And some additions that we made from a basic to-do list is the option to add due dates and pop-up reminders. Little check boxes here for when you're done. And then a custom icon that we made. We took a file, which I believe we have over here. We took an image and took it to an ICO, a website that converts like images into .ico, which is icon files, and dropped it in there. It's a nice little touch. I think if you're going to make your own little simple apps and have on your desktop, you want to be able to, have a feel of customization to it. So, all right, let's check back in with GPT-5. What did you say here? Recommendation. You're right. Visionaries for letters, not modern secrets. You're clever. Recommendation. Use AES GCM, authenticated encryption, with a script key derivation step. KDS turns human passcode into a 256-bit key using a random salt. Anyone want to guess what a random salt is? Stored fields, only salt, nance, ciphertext, all base 64. No passcode is ever stored. Interesting. I'd love to know how this works. But I have to pip install cryptography. Interesting. Favorite part about this? Pipping stuff. It's just too much fun. Like, it's so much easier than any app store that you'll have on your phone or anything. Okay, so we've done that. Drop in crypto helpers, put near the top of your script. Minimal integration, replace save load encryption parts. Oh God, see, it's giving me portions again. I don't, minimal, replace save, behavior versus, yeah, okay. Thank you. Can you give me the full code script if this needs to be multiple let me know. Install. I did install that dependency first. Okay, password locker. I think I have everything else. So it's just one. Wait, this is the password locker. It's still typing. Wow. Okay, we got a ways to go. Dojo says it's less stressful allowing AI to do the work. Then you can go back through the code and learn how things work. That's exactly what I'm doing. This is how I learn, and autism has a lot to do with that. For my case, ADHD too. I got a whole grab bag of fun there, man. Yeah, I think everybody's has vastly different methodologies of learning, but it sounds like you and I have similar ones. Um, I mean, I was raised by a clinical social worker, and like the DSM was like on the coffee table at home. So I grew up reading a lot about all the different uh, mental disorders and stuff that are out there. I think disorders is probably a little more pejorative term than we like to use today. But I did get it prescribed Ritalin or something when I was a kid, and it was never really kind of readdressed later. Uh, so I might be undiagnosed. I have no idea. Okay, wrong passcode notes. These are notes for next upgrade. Don't care. Honestly, how many lines of code do we think this is? This is nuts. So we now have a new, entirely new. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm copying it all to a freaking notepad because I do not have ChatGPT-5 on my laptop, only my desktop. Thank you, OpenAI. So we need to now go find that same notepad over here. There we go. This should be everything. We're going to open our crypto folder. Create. This is PSW locker 3. $493. That is officially the longest script I've ever pushed through here. Boom. Unrecognized file format. Interesting. Why is that? What file format do we think we're talking about here? Huh. All right. Let's have a chat. App opened with error. Unrecognized file format. I want DSM-5 books so bad, but $200 is insane. Get the 4. There's not that much difference. I think I grew up with the 3 before the 4 came out. I'm not sure. That means your existing isn't valid JSON, likely earlier visionary build. Oh, because I have the old JSON in there. Okay. So that's what it is. Let's close the app. Nope. Let's delete. Move to recycle bin. Boom. And just to be sure, let's check. Yeah, there's no JSON in the actual folder either. I don't know if it's going to try and ghost me. Okay, so now if we run this. Yay, here we go. Don't know how it's going to work. Test 5. Test 5B. Password. Go. URL. Don't care. Add. So it shows the password. Oh, we forgot to ask about hiding that. Okay, save encrypted. Our password is always dojo. Yes, encrypt and save. No, save as plain JSON. Cancel, stay in app. See, but if I've already encrypted it, we got to fix this. I've already encrypted it. So if I exit, I save as a plain JSON. See? It's encrypted. All right, so what happened? All right. So it's successfully encrypted. So no. Interesting. Like, why even have the encryption button to begin with if it's going to decrypt it on the way out unless you put the password in again? Like, there's zero need for that button there whatsoever. So interesting. All right. I feel like this is a good jumping off point. Lots of things I want to do. Maybe come up with an icon for it, stuff like that. So before we go, where do we keep everything? Nope. Let's go to GitHub, repositories. What the hell? Oh, okay. That creeped me out for a second. Oh, I was like, where is Project Winston? Winston is my AI agent I'm building. I was like, where? I know I have it in here. That's the big one. Okay, so I have total, which is, let's change my icon here. Upload a photo. We only support PNG. Oh, okay, fine. A1. There we go. Don't match file extension. What? Just trying to upload a photo here, folks. Yes, there we go. Set new profile picture. Boom. All right. Go to repositories. We're going to start a new one. Repository name is Dojo Locker. All right, that's fine. Dojo dash locker. In honor of you, buddy. Description. Password locker for the masses. It's going to be public. Create repository. And then quick setup in desktop, add collaborators, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so go back here. Repositories. Now I've got, there we go. Dojo Locker, public. Can I share it? Where should I put the link? I'm going to put the link in the description of this video before I log off. Is that just the link to it? Is that like a public link? I can just put that in there? Someone tell me. I'm just going to drop that link in. Right there. Go to a different login. I don't care. This repository is empty. Yes. Care to check out the GitHub YouTube channel? No. Check out my YouTube channel. All right, so I will drop this link in the description of this video, and if anyone's interested in, and I'll push it, I'll commit and push it up. If anyone's interested in playing with that, I don't know how collaboration works on GitHub. I'm not really sure, but I know that you could download it and then change it and play with it and come up with a far better version. I'm sure, Dojo, you could. So I will do that before I get off of here. In fact, I'll just go ahead and do it now. If anyone watching is interested in coding, I'm, a hoot to watch as he learns. But if you really want to learn something, I can highly recommend this data scientist I found on YouTube, Thuvu. She does some really good videos about learning Python. She's doing a lot of AI content lately. The key thing that I got from her, and I'm going to start using more and more of, is this mind map she made. It's this interactive map that walks you step by step, learning the basics and then moving on to packages, working directory, statements, variables. You can click on each one of these and it walks you through the steps as you learn more and more. She didn't pay me to say anything. I just think it's really cool. So definitely check her out, Thuvu. I think her link's actually in the description of this video as well. So, just a second here. Dojo, I assume you're saying wow to the mind map there. Yeah, that's what I said when I saw it. I used to be in the military, and there was a software we used that had let you make linkage maps like that. And it wasn't nearly as cool because that was 20 years ago. So it was like on Windows 98 or something. Go into the description here. Okay, here we go. Collab on our app. Our password locker app. There we go. Save. All right. So if you refresh your screen, the link to that GitHub should be there. I am Noob City 99 on GitHub because, that's 100% what I am. Thank you for tuning in, Dojo. Thank you for hanging out and keeping me company throughout all of this. I'll be posting more content about my journey through all of this. Chiefly, that's the wrong one. There it is. This is what I'm calling Project Winston. Winston is a AI agent based in Llama 3 and Python and all this crap. And I am still learning what it all means. I had GPT-4 come up with the initial code base, but now it's all, I'm using Codex to kind of advance it and add features to it. Let's see, where main py, what happens if I just run main py? Oh, there he is. Winston is ready. Type something. There is a graphic user interface that can't, and I even have like a push to talk and worked on the text to voice or speech to text, text to speech, and it's awful because it's using like the Windows built-in stuff. Have a good night. Oh, Bobo the Bowson found my Discord link. Welcome, Bobo. Yeah, if people pop in, I was going to throw my headset on and invite you to come on the channel and talk. Bobo, if you're still watching, go ahead and hop in the waiting room. Well, I'll introduce you to everybody. Or is Dojo Bobo? Is that the case there? Yeah, I used to do a live stream where we talked about like gaming PC stuff, and that's what this server was for. But I figured if anyone wanted to hop on the show and chat with us, I'd leave the server open for you. So till next time, have a wonderful night. Dojo, good meeting you. Oh, your mic's not working. No worries, man. I don't even have an outro video screen or whatever, so we're just going to go with my intro screen. Check you later.